heard my cousin Lisa and cousin Jeremy talking in the background at a get together about these patches. After a couple months of hearing this off the side, I'm like, what are these patches about? So, February last year, I figured it out. And okay, so yeah, on the backstory of my health and everything like that, that started way back in '99. I'm 55 years old, and I started having internal bleeding. I ended up finding out after a couple of years it was ulcerative colitis, which led to other issues like the rheumatoid arthritis. And it was basically all those basic joints that it strikes, the elbows. And I tried not telling anybody about it for a long time, but it's hard to hide when you can't move your body parts too well.
Wow.
So I was on all different types of medications, all the medications that you take from Vioxx, Humira, cortisone shots in my knees. Went to the hospital a couple of years in a row, ended up dropping down to 114 pounds like in 2 weeks. Or
Wow.
yeah, 2 weeks. And I'm normally closer to 150.
Wow.
Happened 2 years in a row. I tried eating different, tried multivitamins and all these different things, and it took a long time and a lot of money and a lot. It was just I couldn't do much because I was in pain. I was bleeding. I was just like it was terrible. I had to have my friends help me get dressed. To get
Oh,
up out of a
wow.
chair was terrible. I mean, it just takes a long time to get up out of a chair or out of my bed or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was somewhat getting it under control up until last year. I still had a lot of pain. I was still bleeding, from colon. And I wasn't on any big medications, but I sure was taking pain relievers, over the counter stuff and
Right.
eating well and everything like that. But once I started patching, we'll get to that now. It was,
So you started a year ago in February?
yes, February last year. And oh, I could feel things right away. I feel a little energy boost and stuff like that. But I mean, it wasn't until like 5 weeks in that I really felt something. And it happened to be 5 weeks to the day and 5:30 in the morning to be precise. And I woke up my wife and I said, honey, I said, look what I can do. I said, my wrist, it bends again because they wanted to put a metal plate in it at one time because there's no cartilage in between. So I started doing push-ups. I said I could keep on going, but I was not able to flex my hand like that before, for at least 10 years. And
Wow.
I just kind of, when we're riding in the car, it was just a simple, it may seem like much, but I mean, my wife would be like, why can't you put your hand on my lap? I said, well, it hurts. Besides the other parts of me that hurt, but that's the one when she's driving. But now I can show her that affection and everything like that. I can
Oh,
carry bales of hay. I can run a chainsaw. I can do
wow.
everything that I used to decades ago.
So when did you
So,
start to see results with your digestion, your colitis, the bloating?
um, well, like I say, I wasn't to the bleeding. It was mainly the bleeding and the pain is what I had still last year.
Okay.
And what I basically started off with was X39 and Eon.
Okay.
So those were the main ones if people are wondering on that. And I did a little bit of the glutathione here and there, try to
Mm-hmm.
get some of the detox going on.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I say the energy. I mean, I get up at 5:30 in the morning, go do a day job, mechanic wise, and then go to the farm at 6 o'clock at night, and then I come home from the farm at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. So
Wow.
I get showered up and do it all over again the next day. Plus,
What
I
a
mean,
change.
other things. I mean, I have strength back. I won a trophy this year for arm wrestling, which I haven't been
Wow.
able to arm wrestle for.
That is
long time.
awesome. That is awesome. So
Yeah.
how far in when you were patching did the bleeding stop?
Oh, well, I'd say within, I guess, basically, I didn't see anything more after a couple months.
That's awesome.
So,
That is
yeah,
awesome.
I think it was somewhere around the same time, the 5 weeks, but it's possibly 2 months was the last of that. So,
Awesome. Well, I sure
yep.
am glad that you finally gave in and asked your cousins what they were
Yeah.
doing. And if you're just getting on,
Yep.
this is Dwayne, and Dwayne has had 30 years of, well, 25 years of pain, of colitis, ulcerative colitis, inflammation, RA. He couldn't even tie his shoes and couldn't even get out of bed or button his own pants. And now he's working, what, 12, 14-hour days with no
Hmm.
pain and no bloating and all of that. That is just amazing, Dwayne.
Oh,
Wow. Any tip you would want to give anybody before we jump over to Donna?
well, before you start patching, because I gave up on a lot of the stuff of my life. I mean, I figured I'm 55. There's no hope, kind of, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's how I feel a lot of people get that way about it. But there's more than what I just listed that's done for me. My gray hair going away, my hair coming back in and thicker, just all kinds of things, skin tags coming up. It's it's more than I ever would have wanted. And actually didn't do it for myself. I joined for my wife because she had issues that better for her. She had foot pain that the doctors were looking at. I didn't care about myself as much.
Well, you made it to the end, and I'm so proud of you. Please subscribe to my channel to learn more. Thanks so much.